Hello learners, welcome to another week at CPDLF. I'm going to start off by talking about Constitution Day for just a couple minutes here, and then we'll start talking about your checkpoints and kind of what to do for the week and just a general idea. So Constitution Day is something that I always talked about when I worked in a brick and mortar school. It's a federal requirement that we do discuss it, but I think it's more than just that. So it's the celebration of the ratification of our Constitution, or the approval of the Constitution of the United States. And that might not really mean a lot to you, but the thing is, it was something that was developed and passed in 1787, and it is still around today. The Founding Fathers never thought it would last that long. They were going to be happy, maybe even 50 years down the road if it lasts. They tried to make it a document that could grow and that, you could add and you could take out, and that's exactly what's happened. And, everyone today looks to the Constitution. The Supreme Court looks to the Constitution to see if something, is allowed to happen or not allowed to happen. So it's a really huge deal. And I taught civics for a number of years at a brick and mortar school, and we would always discuss Constitution Day. But at the beginning of the year, I did use a lot of videos from the Constitution Center. There's a lot of neat things, and it talks about it. There's some people talking and showing, Philadelphia and different things. There's an interactive Constitution, and I really liked this. I clicked on these links and they weren't working for some reason, but you can easily go online and find a naturalization test. And what it is if you want to become an American citizen, you need to pass this test. And I would give it at the beginning of the year to my kiddos in 9th grade, and then I would give it to them at the end of 9th grade. At the beginning of 9th grade, they were like, some of these questions are rather difficult, and they'd miss a lot, but by the end of the year, they had it. They understood, these are things we need to know as an American citizen. And I joked around with them at the beginning of the year, and I said, if you don't pass, we're going to kick you out of the United States. Like, you're leaving. And they would laugh and stuff. And they said, really? And I said, no, but you guys are lucky enough to live in the United States, most of you, and have been born here and everything, and you're American citizens. And this was a really big deal for the learners at my school. And, we talked about this, and they really, truly, by the end of the year, had a really deep appreciation for our Constitution, the laws, and what we had in the United States. And this wasn't working either, this link, but hopefully it will start working here. Which founder are you? Discover your inner founding father, and a fun interactive game. So there's a lot of neat things on this Constitution site. It is being observed on the 18th, Monday the 18th. You can see I'm doing this a couple of days ahead of time because I had a couple of spare moments to make my little launch here. But it is being observed on the 18th because there is no school on the 17th. So hopefully most learners around the United States will be learning about Constitution Day on Monday. I even took a field trip with some learners at one time. We went down to the courthouse on Constitution Day, and that was really exciting too. We got to see the judges and do some interesting things. But just keep in mind on Monday, Constitution Day, usually on Sunday, but because school doesn't take place in traditional classrooms on Sundays, it's being celebrated on the 18th. Okay? So big thing, approving our Constitution, still around, big deal. Okay, so let's get talking about the Summit platform here again. Okay, so learners, we're experiencing a little bit of difficulty here. I teach in the Summit. This is my first year, like I said to you guys earlier, and then I also teach in Odyssey, where a lot of my learners that are in SLP seem to be struggling to really get going, and we need you guys to start completing assignments, okay? I take attendance, and I need to see that work is being completed. And that's why I do these launches, and I tell you, what's due each week, and I sent you a pace chart so that you could keep up. So far you should have taken your diagnostic in your power focus area. You should be looking over the power focus area content, taking your assessment for the power focus, for the medieval, the dark ages or the golden era. You complete your checkpoint 1, completing your checkpoint 2. This week you're completing checkpoint 3, which we're going to go into. Now obviously if you haven't completed 1 or 2, you need to complete, all of the assignments leading up to checkpoint 3. And you should be going into the additional focus area and doing your geography concepts diagnostic, and begin to look under the materials with that, and then take your diagnostic for the geography concept and local content assessment. So there are quite a few things out there now, because we're going to be finishing up week 3 here, or I'm sorry, week 4, and you've essentially had an entire month of school, so you need to be completing assignments. You need to be looking at that PACE chart I sent you and say, did I take the diagnostic? Did I complete checkpoint 1? Have I taken my assessment for the power focus area? Have I started looking at the geography concepts under the additional focus area? Did I do checkpoint 2? Did I do checkpoint 3? Have I taken my geography concept, local content assessment? You need to be looking at these things and saying, yes, 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 yes. And I recently found this out. Many of you probably know about this if you have been making goals, but you can click on these and make your goals for the week. And you can even transfer them. And I'm going to put a video in here, and I want you to look at this video as well, and I'll leave it in the about section as well, so that it's there for you, so that you can refer back to it. But you really should be making goals, setting yourself up for success for the week. Like maybe on Monday I need to be really going in and looking at the geography concept and local and locations, and I need to be going in and really looking at that material. So you can add a goal, and you can go in and write your goal. You can add I need to master, you can click on this. I'm not going to do this, but you can click on this and you can add this. You can add the additional focus area. So you can go in and you can click on these, or you can write a goal and you can just click on it, and you can move the goals around if you need to. Maybe you weren't able to get something done, or maybe you got multiple things done, and you can then check things off as you get them done. That's a good way to keep you organized. You also come up to your year here, and you see the line is moving. So we should be working our way through the dark ages, and we have our power focus areas, which are content, and we're working our way through this. So if you click on the dark ages, we are doing checkpoint number 3 this week. So if you click on that, you'll say, oh, okay. And this checkpoint, we are going to create an artifact from the Middle Ages that represents what we learned from the time period. Now, obviously, if you haven't done your checkpoint 1 and 2, you shouldn't be doing checkpoint 3 yet. You need to be doing things in order. It builds up to you being able to complete the final project. So your artifact will be a part of your museum exhibit final project. You'll write a description. So you just go through here, place a picture of your artifact here, and you'll put the picture. And the next one, write a description of your artifact, and then it tells you how to do that. Write your description here. And then you can see down here, here's the rubric that it's graded. Okay, so like I said, you have to be working in order. You need to be looking at your focus areas, completing your checkpoints, all leading up to the big project. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So let me just review again here. This week, what is due is your additional focus area, geography concepts, content assessment. Okay, you can look at your PACE chart that I sent you, and then I need you to complete checkpoint 3. Now, obviously, if you haven't started the class yet, you need to start at the beginning, and you need to go into the diagnostic and take it, look at the power focus areas. This stuff goes in order, and you can't get behind. Like I said, this is attendance, okay? If my principal sees that you haven't been working and you've been absent for quite a length of time, she's going to question that. Why aren't you completing your assignments, okay? So some of you guys are doing great. Some of you are just pumping along, submitting things, and that is absolutely amazing. But there are a lot of you that need to, I guess, jump on the horse and start riding. Okay, we need to get this stuff done. Baby steps, one thing at a time. Okay, don't look at the big old project. You do slow parts of it, and you'll be good. Take your notes, print stuff. Okay, so if you have any questions, reach out to me, and if not, you guys have a great week. Thanks. Bye.